Now let me know if this is true. You begin a brand new project on web and you are going to design screen after screen, page after page, but the problem is you do not know, or you do not have an established system of typography, meaning you do not know what your H1 size will be, H2 size will be, H3, H4, or paragraph. And this video is actually going to solve this problem, because if you do not know what size you will use for each page, you will have problems with consistency, and you will also make it difficult in terms of information architecture for the user to understand and do what they are supposed to do when they arrive to the website or the application you are designing. So what we are going to do in this video is that I'm going to show you how to create a scalable typography system for web, meaning just for desktop for this video. And what we are going to do is I'm going to show you how to create it in the system, as in like what size it's going to be, and then I'm going to apply it to this desktop website. So let's get started with the first part of the video. So to begin designing our type system, you have to actually kind of know the type scale website I use to make this process way easier. It's called typescale.com, and it is designed by Jeremy Church. If you like him, you can also, of course, go ahead and like his profile on LinkedIn or Twitter. I don't know if he's on YouTube, but if he is, just subscribe, because this site is pretty good. And it's a very good starting point. What you do is you pick your base font. For paragraph, usually this is 16 pixels for desktop, and then you pick a scale ratio. Now, I usually go for between 1.5 to 1.333, and the font doesn't matter much. And for our case, for a simple website like a blog, you do not need this many headers. For our case, what we are gonna do is we will have 3 headers, 1 paragraph, and 1 span. So what that means is, let's go and let's say we pick a 1.5. So I'm gonna pick my H1 as 54, H2 as 36, H3 as 24, and my my paragraph will be 16 pixels. And then I am going to actually deviate from the rule a bit for the span element, and I'm gonna make it 14 pixels. So what we have here is 54, 36, 24, 16, and then we have 14. So now that we have that, so now that we know the font size, what we are gonna do is we are gonna adjust for the line height. So to do that, what we are going to do is, or what I have done in this video is, I add the grid box. So what you do is you are going to go to layout grid, you are gonna press the plus, and you are gonna get the grid 8 pixel, and that's perfect. And we are going to use those to actually find out what's the distance between elements. And like this one, it is 64 pixels. And what I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to get the line height a multiple of 8x, meaning 64, 56. So if I had a font size of 36, the closest 8 pixel multiple is 40, then 48, then 56 again. And I do that for the span element as well. That is for like 16 because it's 14, and that's pretty good. So, and as you can see, they are all resting at the end of these red lines, which are the grid points. And that is for our type system. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply these fonts to the actual website so you see how they look. So for example, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply these fonts to see how they look on the site. Alright, so let's go and apply for the header first. In this hero section, I'm gonna do 54, and that looks pretty good. And for this author name, I'm gonna pick the span element, which is 14 to 16, and I'm gonna check that is enter. So I'm gonna change the font here as well. That's pretty good. That's 14 pixels, and I'm gonna get it up a bit. And that looks pretty good. And for the H2, which is the step 1 here, we are gonna have 36 pixels to 40. And we are gonna repeat this for the here as well. Perfect. And then I'm gonna get this to be enter as well. This is wrong. and 24 is correct, and this one also will be enter, and it will be 24 pixel height. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to table of contents, and table of contents is header 3, which is going to be 24 pixels and 36 height. And then what I'm going to do is this is going to be these inline texts are going to be a normal paragraph, so 1624 and enter. And that looks pretty good. It's shaping up. I think we only are missing the navigations here. And I'm gonna pick enter, 16, 24, and this is also, the home is also going to be enter as well, 24, and bam, and let's get this orange a bit shorter. Yes, and that looks pretty good. Okay, to recap, what matters is to pick a ratio of a scale that you like, usually between 1.5 to 1.333 for desktop, and then you want to go pick at least 3 headers. You can pick more if it's a larger project, and what you want to make sure is you pick at least 16 pixels for paragraph base, and then once you pick your font sizes, you want to focus on the line height and make sure it's a multiple of 8 pixel, and make sure you can use grids layout to actually check. So if you don't know any grid layout, or you don't, this is the first time you're hearing, click on that title above. That will teach you all you need to know about the layout grid on Figma to design better. And that is the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you haven't already and you want to get better at Figma, please make sure you click on the subscribe button below to get a notification when I upload a new Figma video, so you get to become a better UI UX designer. Now, before you go any further, I actually added 2 videos to the end of this video that I believe will help make you a better UI UX designer on Figma. Please watch either of them if you haven't already. I believe they will improve your design skills a lot.